Okay. Why is that not default? Why'd I have to do that every time? There we go. That's so weird to have to do that every time. Oh well. It's a good thing I check it every time too, or else I would be very annoyed very constantly. But hopefully everything's working pretty well. Violet boxes are there. Yes. I'll eventually change that. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Purgatory Corner, the library of stories. I am your storyteller for the day, Sinspeaks, and today we are going to be looking at the story of Valhalla, a cyberpunk bartending game. Good. Yep. Okay, so everything sounds relatively good. Hopefully you guys are hearing me properly and all that jazz. Should be hearing me properly. I don't know why it won't be, but I have a habit of being a little bit more annoying than I should. Okay. So we're going to be continuing this. The main reason we're continuing this is because, instead of doing like Hollow Knight, for example, is because my 5 terabyte hard drive containing all of my Steam games died. So we're waiting until my 10 terabyte comes back before I can put other games on it, namely Hollow Knight. Alright. So last we left off, if I remember correctly, and if you guys have not seen this channel before, we are a channel dedicated primarily to storytelling to the best of our ability. Oh wait, I'm not inside of my... I don't have my picture on, huh? I'm sorry, folks. I forgot my picture. Do 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 do. There we are. Voice solo. There we go. That was a bit loud. Is my volume normally that loud? No, it is not. Usually it's right about there. There we go. Ha, okay. Yep, there I am. There we are. Alright, let me double check my audio real quick. Make sure that nothing funky happened, because it tends to be that way. Alright. Why does everything sound so quiet on? Oops. Everything sounds so quiet. Yes, that sounds quiet. Or that sounds louder, and this one sounds quiet. So let me... My microphone especially sounds quiet, good lord. So let me up that bit. Oh, the game sounds okay. Let me move the game more to like right there. Because I know I speak normally kind of quiet when I'm not doing like D&D and all that fun stuff. So... hopefully all this is sounding good and right and proper. The game's sounding pretty good, at least. You can hear it right in the background. Yes, that should be fine. I am just a little bit away from my microphone in the first place. That should be fine. I just don't assume that'll be fine. Hopefully that will not bite me in the butt. Oops, sorry. Flinging my stuff all over the place. Alright, so last we left off, if I remember correctly, we had to go sleep because there was gunshots outside, like a gang war or something. So here we are. Hopefully we don't have to deal with that horror anytime soon. There we go. Get that out of the way. Hey, God works this time as per usual. This game makes me incredibly sleepy, so good morning. It's 11 a.m. though. That's morning for me on the weekends, and any other day. How's everything outside? Still noisy, but forces have been deployed to take care of most of them at least. How so? Subatsu Corp's president is pleading with anyone to stop the rogue White Knights. Neighboring save forces were deployed quickly and have subdued most of the opposition. There have also been reports of White Knights just freezing, like they were petrified somehow. You make it sound like God suddenly decided to put everything in place. Well, I'm just glad no bullets are flying in and out of the whole building. Sure, there's still some bad apples out, and it's not very safe yet, but it was worse last night. There also seems to be a civilian force lynching any White Knight they spot. So not only are the White Knights a problem, regular folks are on edge too. I wonder if Say is okay. Should we be worried about Gil? That kid knows how to take care of himself. I'm sure that whatever it is he's doing, he's safe. Dare I say, even safer wherever he is than here. I sure hope so. Are we gonna work today? Nah, things are too nasty right now. Let's take the Sunday off. Oh, alright. Say, do you want me to help you get to your apartment? Actually, yeah, I appreciate that. Okay then, let me lock things up and we'll go. We'll grab something for lunch on the way. Sounds good. Whoa, that's different. Alright. And here we are. Home sweet home. Thanks a lot. Hey boss, wanna hang out for a bit? Yeah, grab a beer, chill out for a bit. Mostly thank you for helping me. Well, I don't have much to do anyways, so yeah, sure. I did tell you that you should invite me to your apartment sometime, didn't I? Oh yeah, you did. What worries me a bit is that beer always leads to something else. To more beer? I was gonna say to one of us going through the Spanish announcer's table, but I think we're safer. Come on in then. Excuse me. Want one? Sorry, I don't smoke. Don't mind me though. Smoke if you wanna. Thanks. Say, how is the chilly weather treating you? It's weird thinking our bartender smokes, but isn't too keen on getting most people horribly drunk. I don't know why that's odd to me, but it's kind of odd to me. It's kind of funny to some degree, but it's a little bit odd to me. What is I? Yeah. It gets cold from time to time, but nothing that koketsu, and the heater can't fix. Alright, boss. You're not very good with the cold, are you? You know it. You didn't bring your jacket here either. Yeah, I left it at home when going to the bar yesterday. It wasn't that cold, and I didn't expect to spend the night at the bar. Would you like a sweater or something? Oh, don't mind me. I insist. I have this hoodie from some time ago, and it was too big for me. Why buy it then? It was dirt cheap. Right. Wait, where did you get this one? I don't know, some flea market ages ago. Why? Nothing. It's just like the one I had on many years ago. What happened to it? Too much use. It just ripped. I see. You can keep it if you want. I never use it anyway. We'll see. Come to think of it, how old are you, boss? I'm eternally 17. Fair enough. 17 plus how much? 17 plus, I'd have to cut your tongue if you knew. Alright. Let me change into something more comfortable. Take your time. Say, Jill, there's a blue-eyed mass of black fur glaring in my general direction. Oh, that's just Foray. He's just worrying new visitors. Cats will be cats, I guess. Whoops. He'll warm up quickly, though. Just give him some time. He's unusual looking. Blue eyes on a black cat. They usually have green. Yeah, weird, huh? At first, I thought they were like that because he was small, but they never changed. Do you have any pets, boss? Back at home, we had a bear. I see. What? Good old Bosco. He kept intruders away better than any dog. Right. This picture here isn't something you see every day. That's interesting. What? Me taking such a sappy pic? No, a framed picture on printed paper. It's so vintage. Who are these? That's, the one on the right is Lenore, my ex-girlfriend. The one on the left is Gabrielle, her sister. Huh. Is this picture recent, or...? Actually, that one's from 3 or 4 years ago. Oh. You look exactly the same. I'm only 27, what'd you expect? That's why they say kids are the ones that get old. Thought it was recent because you usually don't see people displaying pictures of their exes so openly. Let alone a printed and framed one. Did you two break up on good terms then? You even hesitated a bit when calling her your ex. Let's just say that everything ended with both of us saying mean things. And me storming out of her house, breaking a couple of things on the way out. We never broke up formally, and I guess I still have feelings for her. I just went away. Haven't said a word since. Really? It's hard to picture you doing such a thing. You look so happy in the pic. Why have her pick out like this then? I'm just gonna get my mind off something that Alma said to me. About missing having the warmth of someone pressed against your side. Using them as a pillow, mixing your perfume with theirs. Putting your head in their chest, listening to their breathing as they pet your head. Stop calling me out, I swear to God. Go dozing off, knowing that they're there, watching you, protecting you. I don't know, I felt nostalgic, then miserable. Again, calling me out a little bit too hard. I'll just put this away. I've been meaning to apologize, but I feel like it's too late now. Whenever I go out, there's this fear in the back of my head that I'll meet her in the street. I just don't know if I could face her again, let alone talk to her. I'd be a mess. It's never too late to apologize, Jill. Maybe. What's that on the table? Looks like an envelope. It's nothing. Now, please, give that to me. Oh, alright. I saw nothing, don't worry. Anyway, let's grab some beers. Guide me. Oh, this is pretty neat. Beer so far, 0. Cans left, 12. Remaining beer, 100%. Damn, you have a lot of beer. Well, the BTC gives me discounts and a point card I can use every time I drink their alcohol. Oh, that's cool. That was weird. With that, beer is usually the cheapest drink I can get. Is there any difference between the drinks at the bar and these? The drinks at the bar are more addictive, flavorful, and also stronger than the ones they sell in stores. And besides, the one in the bar is more of a double IPA. This is more of a Pilsner. In English, please. This one's lighter in color and lighter in flavor. Don't know. Doesn't taste like a lighter to me. Is this one made with that, what was the name of the base liquid used at the bar again? nutritionogenic dimetrical lidonineal, or NDL. NDL is easier. It was a supplement or something, right? And it was an experimental fluid they created to replace water when the maiden kiss polluted water supplies. That's concerning. I'm drinking some Arizona green tea, or half and half iced tea and lemonade. It's quite good. Y'all never had it, I deeply suggest it. The effects of pollution turned out to be temporary, so NDL never went into mass production. But the BTC still commissioned it for use in bars. And is this one made with it? Let's see. Yep, here it is, near the end. NDL and cornstarch. Cornstarch. It serves as a stabilizer, if I remember correctly. They need it for packaged drinks. And I see, and I just realized something. What? You're a nerd, Jill. Guilty as charged. Still have that ball of rum somewhere around. You want some of it? Will you have some too? Not really, no. Then leave it like that. I'm not letting you drink beer alone. That's not how drinking with friends works. Do you consider me a friend then, boss? Why wouldn't I? Don't know. Well, with being my boss and all, I was never too sure. Well, in case you had any doubts, yes, I consider you one of my best friends. Besides, you and Jill are always so diligent and responsible that I'm the boss in name only anyway. That's good to know. On a side note, it surprises me you kept that poster of me in the room. And even more that you hung it in plain sight. When I gave it to you, it was more or less a joke, you know. Does it make you uncomfortable? If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, why would it make me uncomfortable? It's my own face. I'm still wondering why you did it, though. Now, aside from filling an empty spot on the wall, I don't really know. I thought it was funny, too. I guess it's like if someone gave you, I don't know, a dildo-shaped trophy or something you had there as a conversation starter. I would have gone with the glass with the autograph on it, you know? Although no one comes here anyways, so it's kind of pointless. What? No steaming nights of passion? Not since a year ago, I think. I'd rather not talk about what happened then. Did someone hurt you? Because if they did, I can dish out the pain. No, nothing of the sort. Different kind of mess. Uncomfortable mess. A not being able to have sex for reasons mess. Glad to know you have my back, though. That's what friends are for. Wait, you talk about the poster and compare it to having a dildo-shaped trophy? Did you just call me dildo face? That's what friends are for. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Hey, Jill. Where'd you get that black 4-eye ball? Well as with any black cat or house cat in general, he's actually stray. I found him in the alleys near the building, not long after I moved here, I think. Ah, I see. It was quite the sight, though. He was cornered by all these dogs, but they were keeping their distance. He was holding his ground, hissing and scratching as much as he could. There's a fried chicken bucket nearby that had some rainwater in it, so I threw the water over the dogs. They ran, and I figured the cat's mom would be nearby, so I left. Then I noticed people looking in my direction as I walked. Turns out the little shit started following me. So he brought it home? At first, I wanted to see if I could find him a new home, but having him welcome me whenever I came back was just too much for my heart, so he ended up staying. It was destiny, girl. When he came, he was so cute, though, not like the fat mass that's sleeping on the table. Foray, hey, you're not a spring chicken yourself, you know. Shit, I actually did that in front of someone else. Anyway, Don't anyway me. Do you normally speak for your cat like that? Maybe. I wonder if Gil's alright. You're worried about him? You make it sound like I'm some emotionless robot. You can be hard to read. I wouldn't worry about Gil, though, so much, though. There's 3 things I know for certain about him. First, he can take care of himself. Second, you can sincerely trust him. And third, he absolutely hates bell pepper. He does? I've seen him even reject food that has been in contact with it. Man, what a baby. Unless he's allergic or something. He's not. Man, what a baby. How did you meet such a guy? He showed up in the door of the bar. He what? Well, shortly after the whole incident with Robert and the levitation potion. Right, levitation potion. It was a slow day, and he just showed up at the bar. I offered him a drink, but he said he didn't have any money on him. I couldn't leave him alone, so I pretty much gave the drinks for free. And after a couple, he broke down crying. Huh? I don't know what he did, but he was really regretting it. He wanted a second chance or whatever. I told him if he could wash himself, I'd find him a job. And I'd be damned, he looked totally different the next day. Damn. I tried and failed to find out anything about him, so I decided to take him at face value. I'd judge him for what he did as an employee. And aside from the occasional sudden escapade, he's been as loyal gets. I returned the favor in kind, covering his ass from time to time, sometimes literally. What surprises me is that he took him in so easily. I can take care of myself, and I always kept an eye on him. And besides, after the whole Robert thing, I couldn't ignore anyone that desperate so easily. I see. You've made the bar more lively yourself, you know. How so? Well, with regulars you've earned, of course. Like that blonde day hacker. I can't remember her name. Alma? I was gonna say Armitage? Armitage, I guess. Well, she's hot, I'll give her that much. She's also a nice person in general, but damn, she's hot. Are you alright, Jill? Yeah, why? It's weird to see you say so openly that someone's hot. What? Even you can see she has a hot body, boss. You'll find no objections here. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I haven't thought about taking her to her room and... Jill, you sure you aren't drunk? I am. I mean, I'm sure I'm not. I mean... But those are thoughts I tend to leave to myself. I don't think I could handle her in a relationship. She has weird standards. That and she's as straight as straight gets. She's still a lovely person, though. That she become a regular is a blessing. And your regular is a blessing when you come down to it. There's also that sex worker robot girl. Dorothy. She intrigues me, though. I've seen a lot of sex workers over the years, and she seems pretty giddy. It's not like that she likes a job, but rather that she takes to it with such child excitement. I've kind of noticed that too, but then again, Lilum can be weird. You think? Lilum operate in some really foreign logic. I mean, they don't really share a fear of mortality. Even if their bodies are destroyed, their minds are already backed up in the collective source. If they lose an arm, they can reattach it or replace it. Depending on the circumstances, they might not even feel pain at all. It's not like they haven't attained human-like emotions like fear and love, but they are different. Like a different culture, if you must. I didn't see it that way. Aside from that, Dorothy is a DFC-72. It's a social interactions model or something. Let them get positive reinforcement straight from their bodies if they're fulfilling their main purpose. So, I'm guessing she gets a built-in push whenever she's in a meaningful or challenging social interaction. Interesting. The name Lilum is a bit weird, though. It is. You'd expect them to be called bots or dolls, but alone doesn't convey the image of automations. Just a tip, bots and dolls are considered slurs by them. Bot is akin to calling them retarded, and doll is like calling them fake. Thanks for the advice. That aside, do you know why they are called Lilum? As far as I know, because they all came from a bigger AI called Lilith. And Lilum are Lilith's offsprings in Jewish folklore. Oh, cool. Wow, I am drunk off my heels. Hey, speaking of names, why don't you like being called by your full name? Take it easy on drinks for now. I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't act stupid. Back when you first transferred, I called you Jillian, Julianne, and you almost tore me a new one with your glare. See? Like that. It's no big secret, but it's one of those things that feels silly when you say it out loud. Try me. Well, did you ever watch Model Warrior Julianne? Not all of it, but my little sister's a big fan of the reruns. Back when I was in elementary school, I was a huge fan of this show. I had everything from the dolls to the costumes to the lunchboxes. It didn't help that it was one of those shows that got strapped literally everywhere. I saw a couple episodes once, they were really nice. It was beyond nice. The show's about a model who can transform into an armor-clad magic knight. She fights demons born from greed and vanity. How the show presented Jules hating her job because they invited enemies, and yet still found solace in trying to be a role model. Hell, the main character wasn't a kid. Julianne was an adult that became younger when transformed. I'd say it was a pretty ambitious kids show, even by today's standards. Just the fact their enemies were literally issues dealing with beauty standards and body image. Challenging as fuck. Whoa, you got excited there. And that is the problem. Back then, I was obsessed with Jules. I sang the songs dressed like her. I could even recite full chapters. Something tells me you still can. That's besides the point. It was nice while I was in elementary school, but then I got to middle school. And what a surprise, tweens are jackasses. They went out of their way to tease me about the things I did back then. I don't hold it against Jules, I always hold my grudge against those fuck jobs. Sounds rough. You know how most girls worry about their thighs at that age? I worried about jackasses singing the theme tune of the show to mock me. Anyways, every time someone called me Julianne or Jules, I instinctively react negatively. Pavlov would be proud of me. I never talk about it because I find the whole thing too silly in retrospect. And yet it affects you even today. There's nothing wrong with it, though. It's actually kind of reasonable. I sure hope so. Come to think of it, what kind of kid were you, boss? When I was a toddler, I was the kind to always fight with kids bigger than me. Then puberty happened, and I became the Merriam-Webster's definition of shallow jerkwad. Around the time I turned 16, I realized what an idiot I was and went on to become who I am today. And the less I talk about those years from 12 to 15, the better. Fair enough. Say, boss, how do you like them men? 2D? 2D. Yes, I don't mind anything as long as that thing is cute or 2D. How about you? Back in high school, I liked them funny. In college, I liked them successful. After a while, I just wanted them stable. And now, I don't know. I stopped caring about them being funny. My high school boyfriend started conflating cheering me up with mocking me while I'm down. I also stopped caring about them being successful. I realized half the time they had no qualms with cheating on me or on me. And I stopped caring about them being stable. I realized they were the kind of person I was trying not to become. Not become stable? There was this guy who became so obsessed with holding a stable job that he hated, he started being physically ill. Not only that, the last time I managed to get some, I ended up throwing the guy out. He took incredible offense with how I smoked on the bed after sex. The bed could catch fire, you know. Yeah, that's a big issue. Not you two. I kinda envy Alma for that. At least when she dumps a guy, it's for less petty reasons. That's debatable. Are you okay? I'm fine. It's just... It all boils down to the fact I can't get my mind off Lenore lately. She was all of what I just said. She made me laugh. She had a good position and was stable. She was also smart, caring, and why can't I get my mind off the whole thing? It's maddening. Dude, right in the heart right here, man. Reminds me of my freaking past. Maybe I should go and apologize. Maybe I should. Maybe that will make me rest easier at night to get my mind off things for a while. I don't even care about going back to her, but nah. Hey Jill, have you tried thinking about clothes for foray? Clothes for... Listen, I know how you must feel, but you can't let all that cloud your senses. Next time you feel overwhelmed by those thoughts, try distracting yourself. Like with, say, thinking about what kind of clothes you can put on foray. Yeah. You know, boss, I'm a bit curious about your circle of friends. What kind of people do you have in it? Keep in mind you're included in this circle too, so any insults you hurl will apply right back to you. Anyways, I have this friend that I've known for a long time. Red-headed, glasses-wearing gun nut called Iris. The one you called for the helmet thing? That one? She managed a BTC bar in she's managing a BTC bar in Panama right now, if I remember correctly. She's managing a bar too? I got the idea from her, actually. Oh. It's called N1RV N-A. And if you thought this city was dangerous, you should see people she has to deal with there. Piracy ain't nothing to fuck with. And means it's an annex to another business. What else does she do there? I think the bar was originally her hotel's bar. She moved the bar to its own buildings elsewhere and opened N1RV and B in the hotel instead. Nirvana? I think that's what that is, Nirvana. Weird decision. I believe she said she wanted a place away from the noisy, rich terrorists that go to the hotel. So the bar is her woman cave. Woman cave. That aside, let's see. Friends. I guess there's also my little sister, but that's a given. Oh, that's also my old partner from when I was with the Neo San Francisco Police Force. Good old Lexi. Should give her a call sometime. Wait, you were in the what? I've done lots of things, Jill. I spent a short time collaborating with the police force. I've been a wrestler, an MMA fighter, chimney cleaner, lumberjack, pet shop attendant, corporate mascot. Corporate what? Yeah, I still see my face on some websites from time to time. Anyways, aside from you, Gil, my sis, Iris, and Lexi, I guess there's a lot of people that don't want to see me in harm's way. Mostly because they're ones that want to hurt me. What about you? I guess I have acquaintances here and there. Back at home, at college, I went out a lot. But I felt more like going out was the pleasure rather than the people involved. Aside from you and Gil, my closest friend since moving here is Alma. And Dorothy. I mean, sure, they're always foray, but that cat's a hermit that refuses to go out. And you know, he's a cat. Hey, a cat's fine too, you know. Hey boss, what will you do when the bar closes? I don't know. Maybe I'll take a friend's offer of working with her. I was also thinking about going back home and helping with things there. Maybe going traveling for a while. Yeah, I see. Oh, but don't worry, bureaucracy is slow as fuck, so they won't close the bar for quite a while. Better enjoy being there while you can. Yeah, maybe. Will you be visiting me in whatever bar I end up working in? I have a bone to pick with the guy that supervises the bar I'm planning to get you transferred to. I go there even though I have virtually no reason to. With you there, I'll have something pleasant to look forward to. Sending me to someone you have problems with? If I have to trust another bar owner, it's certainly him. He's actually a pleasant boss from what I've seen. The fact that he and I have a tendency to go each other's throats is an entirely unrelated matter. I'll trust you on that one, then. Don't worry, maybe I can get you a bracelet made out of wood pieces from the bar's counter or something. We'll see. Hey, I tell you what. When the bar closes, let's both take a vacation. Go on a trip. That'll clear your mind a bit. Yeah, maybe. I drank a lot. I was like 8 cans of beer. Good lord. What happens if you drink all 12? No, that's pretty. I wonder if I'm supposed to do anything. Oh, chapter 2. Armorga. I didn't realize there was chapters to this. That's exciting. The electricity bill will be sent out on the 24th. Please make sure you have the $8,000 needed. Oh my god. Daruma. How's a Daruma? Daruma. Ah, Daruma. It's only 450. Surely focus on work today. Oh my god. She left the hoodie. I actually don't know what the hoodie is. I guess it's slut, but I could be wrong. Okay. Apollo's bank is getting attacked too. Media is still awful quiet about it. Augmented Eye talked about it very briefly. Wow. Let's look at Augmented Eye real quick. Danger Use admin has been arrested again. Famous hacker Alice Rabbit graced the popular text board, which resulted in the arrest of the site's admin, known as Furfur, for the second time. We have no details to give other than he was arrested as part of an ongoing investigation. Cybercrimes Unit, Lisette Blanc, told the Augmented Eye during call, we are now busy tracking down the message that appeared yesterday. When inquired about the arrest, Furfur would only respond with a calm, not this shit again. Interesting. Poor guy. NanoCamo is now making smart underwear. If underwear you can change with a voice command was something you really wanted in your life, NanoCamo has you covered. Already providing consumer versions of their advanced nanomachine fabric, they plan to release a line of underwear that can change its look with a spoken word. No more stains in your white panties, just change its color to black and you will barely notice. They won't change the smell though, they're not that advanced. We expect an increase in sales next year thanks to this innovative product. A PR representative told the Augmented Eye. I'm already used them, super comfy if you ask me. Foray, you just thought about looking at prices. Jill did not. GSF January 4th card announced 6'6" American Kid and Giant Yusuke headlining. The blood feud behind Giant Yusuke and 6'6" American Kid will reach its climax this January 4th at the annual GSF Dome event. But it's not the only match of the night. Other interesting bouts feature great workers such as the Great DK and Reigns. Full card below. Interesting. Wrestling? My boss made me curious. Alright. DL2. Maybe somebody lost their job due to that one rogue article. It was from Kim. She's always trying to write serious stuff, but I think AE got tired of her. Fucking shame. So all we get now is clickbait. Gonna get worse at the very least. White Knights say there's a lot of people inside the building. At least 3 people dead. How? Is someone there shooting people? Looks like it was the security from the building, but I have no details yet. Sounds weird as fuck. Come on, Insider Non, you gotta give us more. Do my best here. Sounds like a lot happened while I was gone. Explosion registered, and media's still quiet about it. Can't confirm there's an explosion, but looks like it's just one of them. So there's more bombs, not just one. Concerning. Do we have any clue on who's doing this? I'm hearing from several sources that this is a group, a new one, looking to overthrow the government. No names have been mentioned, but looks like it's not a group, and it's just one person who set up all this. It's pretty ballsy. And there's a rumor around here, and this is just a rumor around here, but Alice Rabbit might be involved. How? A hacker is helping out hostages to escape, and they're suspecting of Alice. Huh, someone doing stupid shit on the internet is actually being useful. Deep shit happened right here. Number 4. I'm very, very concerned for Say. It's actually got me kind of concerned for her, so it's kind of interesting. Hollow Bank is being attacked. Thread 4. Can't confirm the situation's finally reached its end. The attacker was shot dead, but a huge amount of data was released from servers all around the world. Remember the leaks from Alice? That was nothing compared to this. Proof of corruption, money laundering, espionage. It's actually pretty unsettling. Damn. The files available from approximately 60,000 sources. Terabytes that contain all operations from the Glitch City government and White Knight operations. Seems the ultimate goal from the attacker was not to blow up the bank, but lead hostages towards the servers inside the bank, which had the files and several layers of physical security. That shit sounds whack. How did they even make a plan this complex? No idea, but that's what some of the witnesses are telling the police. Alright, it looks like I have to leave. I'll try to write down the details for future post. Go and get some time though. That's beating on. Will you read the file? Nah. That's fair. I probably won't read it either. Nothing for you? Okay. And let's see. How long do I have? The 24th. 5 days to make $8,000. That's not too bad, but that's a lot of money to make in such a low amount of time. Good lord. Good evening, Gil. Oh, hey guys. How the hell did you get in? And I have a copy of the key, remember? Wait, that's how you greet me after so many days? I never doubted you'd be fine. If anything, I had to cut your paycheck for leaving for so many days without notice. See, Jill, he'll be here on Monday like nothing ever happened. Wait, why does he have a key? Why does he have a copy of the key and I don't? The need for you having a key never arose. True. Anyway, glad you're fine, Gil. Thanks, I guess. What, are you gonna make me watch the bathrooms again? Not today. Listen, I don't know who the hell you really are or what's trying to come back to bite you in the ass. But remember, there are people that actually care about you. Don't just leave like you did. Especially after all hell broke loose. At least give us a sign that you're still alive. So you were worried. Isn't that the normal? When it comes to you, I don't know. Shut up. She's right though. You shouldn't make ladies worry so much. Check if the cats didn't move the internet antenna, would you? Fine, fine. Hey boss, why'd you leave the hoodie at my place? Because it's yours. But I told you you could keep it. Sorry, I couldn't find it myself to take it. Why? Partly because it didn't feel right taking it, but mostly because I thought you'd totally look cute in it. I see. Don't think I'm rejecting a gift of yours, it's just preserving cuteness is one of my principles. Right. Are you still worried about the whole bar closure thing? Of course I am. Not like I can't work because of it, but you know. All we can do is enjoy whatever time we have left here as best we can. Yeah. So cheer up. Clients smell sadness and fear, and we don't want that. I'll go to my office. Alright. Antenna's fine. Did I miss anything? Not really, no. Anyways, let's start the day. Normal jukebox. Time to mix drinks and change lives. Oh yeah, Gil? Glad to see you're fine. I mean it. Thanks. I can't tell if you're male or female. You look like a girl, so I'm gonna go with female. Excuse me, I'm looking for Donna Zane. May I have your name? Tell her it's Brian. Sounds like a dude's name. Oh, yeah, guy. So let's go with, boss! Some Brian dude is looking for you. Tell him I'll be there in a bit. Chill. You heard him. It's alright. I'll wait. There we go. That's a better fitting voice. It's weird for someone to come asking for her, though. It's not weird when you're PTC's regional manager in those parts. Yeah, I guess that's... I guess I didn't give you the best first impression. Don't worry, I know who I'm dealing with. I'm not a fan of people treating me too nicely because of my position anyways. Handle me like I'm just another client. Alright, I can do that. What can I get you, Mr. Brian? Let's go with the basics. Sugar rush, please. Coming right up. Sugar rush. Is it sugar rush? 2, and you said treat him like any other, so we'll go with 5 on you, mixed. Not too bad. Here. Yeah, this one's nice. Back in training, they made a big deal out of sugar rushes. Why? They're like the fried eggs of mixed drinks. They're the most basic thing, but people can still mess them up. Sugar rushes are simple enough that you only need to follow instructions. If you can't even do that, your future as a bartender is not bright. Huh, you never told me that. You're Jill, right? Yep, that's me. Donna has talked quite a bit about you. Really? And I guess you must have quite a few questions for me, am I right? Mostly concerning the closure warning Valhalla got. Can you disclose any information? I shouldn't, but you have a right to know. Thanks. Don't mention it. Now, where's start? You saw the news on the information leaked during the Apollo Trust Bank incident, right? About the White Knights having lots of members from criminal organizations in their ranks? Turns out the White Knights weren't the only ones with shady people. Some of those same folks have been trying to elude legal problems using BTC-certified bars. The BTC bars have their own protocols, meaning the White Knights can't dig too deeply. At least, not without going through a ton of paperwork first, giving the criminals time to cover their tracks. Although it takes a bit of time to set up, it's apparently proven an effective method for money laundering. Where does Valhalla come in? Young bars are the ones under the radar right now, and the modest to low-income ones are the primary suspects. It's not just Valhalla, any small bar with a small income is being investigated heavily right now. So the closure notice is due to low sales? Among the reasons a bar can get axed, low sales is the rarest one. If low sales were a problem, lots of bars would close every year. You'll find out soon enough, huh? Sorry? Oh, nothing, don't mind me. Seems your guess was spot on, Gil. If it helps, I'm doing my best to appeal in your place. Really? Why? Most of Glitch City's bars are a pain in the ass. They constantly give reports of chemical damage or shady drinks. This is one of the few places from which I almost never receive complaints. The closest thing to a recent complaint was that whole Farmer Fabrics affair from a while ago. So much saliva. I wouldn't get my hopes up though. Especially since the BTC will try to save face by axing as many suspects as possible. Knowing you make an effort is enough. Thanks. Can I get you anything else? Now that I remember, the rest of your book is a drink created here, right? Oh yeah, the Suplex. Give me one of those, please. Sure. What was this? A fedora with perfume and a plum. Yeah. That's the one we missed before. Suplex. Small twist on the power driver. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Rocks. Here. The registry form said this was an accident while making a pile driver. You can ask the creator of the drink just over there. Ah, so you're Robert? Yes, that's my name. I'm Robert, the one and only. Jill called you Gil, though. It's our Argentinian slang. Robert here is from Argentina, so we call him Gil. Huh, I see. Sorry, Brian, I was sorting some stuff at the office. Please come on in. And I'll be right there. Any other questions, Jill? Not really, no. Although, yeah? If If you were to evaluate my performance right now, how would you rate me? Clean and timely delivery, the correct orders, a top-notch bartender. Thanks. Now if you'll excuse me. I'm surprised you haven't met him before. I received my training in C. The regional supervisor there was some girl with a red mohawk. Ah, I see. I wonder what boss would talk to Brian about. Stella. Was Stella the... Ah, yes. Jill, was it? I believe she had like a fancier voice, if I remember correctly. Ah, Miss Stella, what a pleasure. Are you okay? Yeah, just call me Stella. Give me a big beer, please. Huh, sure, on it. Big beer. You mentioned big. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Big beer. Are you sure you're fine? You know Say, right? Of course, what's up with her? She was at the Apollo Trust Bank during that whole affair, and... Oh. Right, that. So she didn't show up on the list of the massive body count in the aftermath, so... I was hoping that maybe you've seen her? As much as I'd love to say that I had. Yeah, I figured as much. Man, the air is suddenly a lot heavier. I mean, I could tell her everything would be alright, if that would sound a bit condescending. What does one do in this kind of situation? Maybe a joke? Nah, that'd be tasteless. Okay, just try and say anything. At the very least, you'll break the tension. Maybe distracting will be enough. I don't think clearly win under this kind of pressure, do I? There was a private eye here the other day. Eye? Sorry, I'm a bit on edge. A private detective, I take it? Yeah, maybe you'll want his services? What's his name? I believe it was Art Van Delay. Oh, that Art guy. Yeah, I actually hired him yesterday to look for Say. So you still have hope? I'm somewhere between bargaining and depression right now, and I'm afraid to let go of bargaining. I see. Is he any good? He doesn't look like it, but he is quite skilled at gathering intel. I believe he'll give me answers about Say, whatever they might be. Sometimes I wish I had a magic wand so I could solve all my problems with a swing, you know? Sorry if I'm making you uncomfortable. No, sorry. No, it's not about feeling uncomfortable. It's just weird. I usually try to say something to my clients when I see them down. And right now, I can't find any words that don't sound hypocritical, useless, or tasteless. I'm glad to know you have that much common sense, at least. All I can do is get you drinks. Can I get you anything else? Something sweet. That'll help me calm down a bit. Gladly. Something sweet. Sugar Rush. Figure kind of drunk. Sparkle Star, which is basically the same thing. Blue Fairy, also super sweet. That's like much sweeter. Brantini. She likes classy. You know what? We'll give her a Brantini. Because that's super sweet and it's classy. Because I believe she likes classy. Here. Thanks. Seems you really like Say. I don't have brothers or sisters, and my social interactions are usually strictly business. So Say is more than a friend to me. She's... Sorry, I brought that topic up at a bad time. Don't worry about it. As I was saying, she's more than a friend. She's my emotional support. She's someone I can trust wholeheartedly. I'd say she like my sister, but siblings usually lack that level of trust. I have to deal with high-class pricks of every race and upbringing on a daily basis. They use a business mask to hide anything they don't want others to know, and I do the same. But with Say, I can be myself. I can do whatever I want, and vent all my frustrations. She's always been there for me, and now she might need me. But here I am, sitting in a bar, making other people do that job because I'm a useless pile of flesh. Sorry about that outburst. I'm actually kinda jealous of the level of self-control you're using here. I mean, I'd be a mess in that situation. Still, would you like some fresh air? I'll take my break, and you could use some. Well, for a given value of fresh. I'm fine, thanks. Okay then. Gil, please service Miss Stella while I take my break. Sure, leave it to me. Wow, that's a fast break. I guess technically we did service 2 customers, so. Kinda makes sense at least. God damn, is it chilly outside. Same old, same old. I'm back. What would a kid like you know about that, eh? I'm just giving you the facts as they are. What happened while I was gone? Let's see. Detective guy comes in, Cat Boomer girl greets him, they start talking. Everything was okay until the girl mentioned Zabetsu corpse offhanded. After that, the guy got riled up and started mouthing nothing yet. Oddly enough, he was the only one. She just carried on like it was normal conversation. I see. While I won't deny Zaibetsu Corp is anything but innocence. When you get down to it, it has enhanced the quality of life here. Yeah, if by enhanced you mean getting yanked around by a shiny new chain around our necks. Can't you see these big companies don't care about us? Why do you think Glitch City is mockingly called the guinea pig of the world? We're just one big test group for them to use however they want. But then again, I don't expect a kid to understand how hard it was, let alone a rich kid. True, I don't know, and true, I have a privilege that clouds my judgment. But can you deny that the meddling of Zabetsu Corp has brought quite a few benefits? Like what? The AI integration program they started is making huge advancements to the AI department. Every day, more and more countries are seeing the benefits of recognizing AI citizens. Yes, but we also hold the AI reformation program, meaning that we're also the world's Lilum prison. AI went rogue, transferred to delivering drone, or ship it to Glitch City. That murderer is now delivering your pizza. Fair point, although that program has proven to have reformed many AIs. They don't brag about their 88% success rate for nothing. The city also has a stronger economy. Zabetsu Corp's success has made more and more companies bring their products here. And the gap between classes continues to grow. More companies just means more people who will plant their feet on your face. But it also means more products are being brought to lower classes. Stores have 20% more brand variety compared to last year. Zabetsu Corp's main medical research brand has also made lots of discoveries. More and more illnesses previously thought incurable are being addressed every day. It's amazing for those who can't afford them. Meanwhile, down here, we're experiencing medicine shortages almost every month. You have a point there. Oh, but there's also more jobs. All the companies coming down here need personnel, so the unemployment rate has gone down by almost 40% this year. More jobs? Shut up. Am I wrong? Well, that's... Hey you, don't you just sit there, give me a Zen Star. Sure. Let's make a Zen Star for the sore baby. Sure. 4 of each ingredient. Yeah, I cannot imagine this tasting particularly good. And we can still get him drunk on the rocks and mixed. Zen Star. Here. God, this is awful. It's your order though. I seriously hope you don't really believe everything you just said. Of course I do. Why else would I say it? You do bring up something I always fail to remember. All the benefits that we gained over time are limited to a few. I can talk about advances all I want, but in the end they still a luxury belonging only to a few. And even those can be assessed by everyone are more like an improvement in the bigger picture. That doesn't take away the fact that there have been positive changes. Credit where credit's due, don't you think? That's a pretty mature answer. Discussions are a way for two parties to understand each other. The only people afraid of discussion are the ones whose points are too fragile to defend against someone. Yeah, mature, whatever. I'm going to take the chance to ask you about that job I gave you yesterday. I haven't been able to find much, but I can at least tell you that she wasn't at the bank when it opened up. What does that mean? Either she left before the whole ordeal started, or she managed to escape at some point before the whole thing ended. All the corpses are accounted for. They only found one totally disfigured, but witnesses identified it. It wasn't your friend, that much is for sure. I see. Did you call him here? No, he just happened to come here today. The weird part is that the girl did enter the bank. It's like she vanished or something. I see. Thanks. Keep that up. Your face brightened a bit. Hope is the last thing you lose, I guess. If he's telling the truth, they might have found a way out. She's a resourceful girl. She surely did something. I think I have another drink. Do you want anything? Me? Just give me whatever you order. Two bad touches, please. On it. 2 bad touches. Better make them before I laugh too hard. She really is entertained by the bad touches. Like, very, very entertained by these bad touches. On the rocks. And nope. On the rocks. Cool. I remember this one party I went to. The guy that came up with the name of this drink showed up. After people found that one out, they lined up to slap him for whatever reason. They didn't seem offended to me, though. Imagine a guy shows up and tells you, I made a classy bad touch. Wouldn't you line up to slap him? Are you okay, Joe? I'm... Oh, now that I think about it. Did you find the girl you were looking for a week ago, Mr. Von Delay? Turns out she was at the Apollo Trust Bank all this time. No wonder I couldn't get in touch with her. Girl? Someone paid me to look for Crimson Rose, and she happened to be at the, what? I'm trying to avoid mentioning that a dangerous assassin got stuck in the same bank as the girl you're looking for. Oh, don't worry. Besides, the last thing I'm worried about with Say is people. Why is that? Her attitude is usually so laid back and gentle that she has no problem getting people on her side. And on the off chance that she has to defend herself, well, I once saw her take care of a war bot going haywire by herself. She did need medical help afterwards, but she recovered in no time and managed to take care of the bot. Is she really that good? She's not only really physically fit, she's also really good with Krav Maga, and... Something wrong? No, nothing. I just realized I forgot about all that. Say's not invincible, but she knows how to take care of herself. And like I said, she's resourceful. She surely found a way out. I just hope she's, well, wherever the hell she is. She owes me an ice cream. You want another drink, Mr. Von Daly? It's on me. Are you sure? Yeah, order away. Alright then. I'll have a piano man. And you, Miss Stella? I'm fine. Get this order. A piano man. Gotcha. 2, 3, 5. This is a thick drink. 5, 3. And on the rocks next. Here. So this is what drinking something classy without worrying about the price feels like. Alright, I should get going. My contract will arrive at the rendezvous point soon. I'll let you know if I find out anything else, Miss Hoshi. Please do. Right then. You've been generous today. He made my night with his deliveries on Say's situation. I'm not totally over it, but at least I got distracted for a bit. Well, that's it for me. Good night, Miss Hoshi. Thanks again. Please come again. You don't mind if I stay a bit longer, right? Why would I? It's not like you're asleep. Thanks. This place is soothing. I'll just go sit over there near the arcades. Alright then, that would be all down, Donna. Quite a mess, the situation with, Robert. Ooh, the hell? That looks kind of feminine, so I'll go with, Brian, you have a meeting in an hour with MI6 Hall C. Right. Oh, if it isn't Miss Hoshi herself. Brian, fancy meeting you here. I didn't expect to see you here of all places. Are you busy? Mind catching up for a bit? Sure, no problem. Jill, we'll be sitting over here. Let me know if you need anything. Will do. This holophone is an old model, so hanging up is a bit laggy. You can call me Cass, by the way. I'm Jill. Say, you guys give a lot of liberties to my boss. I mean, she gets away with too much stuff. She's not hurting anyone, and wouldn't you say it's more interesting than why? It finally hung up. It's been quite a day. At least the streets are calm today. I don't know who you are. Calm until now. Oh, God. I have. How do you say his voice? It was, I have arrived yet again at the, at the majestic Hall of Heroes. We meet again, bartender. I don't know how to do his voice. I always have a weird voice for him. You look winded, Virgil. It's pronounced Virhirio. Virhirio? Yeah, Virhirio. No, I'm pretty sure it's Viriglio. You said as much the last time you came. Pronunciations are such a silly thing society imposed on letters. They want to be free, they want to be pronounced however they feel. There we go. Snobby and thick. You look winded, Virgil. We're all little toys, winded by the cruel hand of fate. Just stumbling until it decides not to wind us anymore. And yet, you're the only one in the vicinity hyperventilating. That's, I was jogging. Just like that. I can jog however I want. Yes, you can. What can I get you? Something fake. Of course. Something fake? What the hell do you mean by fake? I hate this guy. First, bald. Spiced tea. What the hell do you mean by fake? Alright. Bad touch. Traditional. Bleeding Jane. That's kind of fake, I guess. Unnecessarily brown. Teeth blue. Champagne. I think alcohol. Unbearable. What the hell do you mean fake? I guess Sparkle Star is technically fake. Yeah, I guess this is technically fake, so sure, we'll go with this. We'll put up to there. Age to mix. Probably not the right one. Here you go. Now, tell me why this is fake. Because I didn't even try. Your expectations of me giving a damn about the abstract order are fake. Bravo! Brilliant! I guess it could be any drink then. Say, Viriglio, where do you work? I take the noble duties of curator at the Steampunk Museum. Really? What do you do? I study everything that comes and keeps it clean for the people that visit the premises. I legitimately cannot do a voice for him properly. It frustrates the hell out of me. But lately my duties have been hindered by the museum's owner. Really? Yeah, he told me, stop touching the exhibits, you're gonna break them. The nerve of some people. Eh? He still fails to realize that I am the curator there. Without me, all these machines would be rustier than they already are. Even the visitors get that I'm the one responsible for these. Why can't the owner realize that too? Yeah. I bet he treats you like a janitor or something like that. Exactly. Okay then, time for your next challenge, bartender. Challenge, he says. I want purity. I can't get him pure ingredients, so yeah. Purity. Girly, manly, promo, spicy, bubbly. Pure. I don't know what pure would be. Well, this is almost pure. Oh, maybe it's frothy water. Mulan tea is also pure-ish. Rum is kind of pure. You know what? I'll give him rum. Yeah, I'll give him rum. How is this pure? It's a drink. It's free from any human sin. It would do no harm consciously. Ah, yes. Beautiful. Hey, you, the guy over there. Me? Yes, you. Have we met before? Can't remember. Maybe? Yeah, I think. No. We haven't met ever at all. That's an interesting reaction. Ah, Jill, I'll be taking my leave now. Be careful out there. Thanks, huh? Excuse me, have we met somewhere before? That's face, that's eye. What about my eye, punk? We haven't met ever at all. Never, ever. Good talking to you, bartender. Did you just scare off a client? Apparently. Thank God. Well, I'm off. Thanks for everything. Don't mention it. Are you done for the day? Oh, that was a fast day. Yep, quite a few clients considering the whole situation. Oh shit, that Burrito guy. So you two actually met before? Yeah, you could say that. What? Gil stuff, don't mind it. What were you talking about to Brian? Well, we were mostly catching up, to be honest. I haven't seen him in a while. I offered him a drink when we met last week. I talked a bit about what to do after the bar closes. Oh, and I tried to explain the situation with Robert here. He agreed to help me out with that one when the time comes. Oh. Now he's also doing up the details in the new employee. New employee? A part-timer. You meet him tomorrow. Oh. Him? So it's a guy? An adorable guy, if I do say so myself. I suddenly have deja vu. Are you alright, Jill? Yeah. Must be nothing. I'm concerned. Hey, no mistakes this time. Brian told me to give you this. I mean, we're about halfway there in one day, so that's fine. Just gotta make no unnecessary payments, I guess. Lots of tips. Lots and lots of tips. Oh my god, 2,500 for the day? Damn! Alright, so we got 4 more days to make sure we got the 4,000. Wait, what did that say? Did that say I need to buy something today? Oh, yeah, she's pleased and she'll work. Okay, so I'm just gonna buy some simple thing. 3,500. Poster. Let's go with the poster. There we go. I like to buy just very small and simple things every now and again. Before I need some me time, use the bathroom. Ooh, hello. Karamiki blog. Dream person. Every now and again, I wonder if I'll meet my significant other. All the stimuli from being born just 3 years ago and directly being thrown into this wonderful disaster, that is the idol industry, makes me think of all the things that I'm missing. Accidental love, lost love, or even the gentle touch of another person. I feel like I'm in this bubble that won't let me go, that won't let me catch all possible feelings. And my senses get tired of the same environment. I want to meet new people, places, because even though I have a large bank of knowledge, I never really experimented with what most considered normal. But you already know that from my songs. Suddenly I have the urge to hug her. Thanks, GC. Oh, I love this place. So much energy, so much love. I can feel the optimism in the air. Even after all the struggles, you still came to see me. I got to experience the loudest and craziest crowd in the whole career. I'm beyond speechless. That said, I'm excited to announce that we have a second date in the city, and it won't be easy to set up. It wasn't easy to set up. I'm very happy my agency approved it. This is by far our biggest show, and I can't wait to experience it again. See you soon, my darlings. Oh, so she actually come again. That's nice. Dome concert. Hey everyone, are you ready for the Dome concert? I sure am. I perform in a rather large number of concerts every year, and even then I can't help but be excited every time I have one around the corner. And it's all thanks to you, thanks to your energy and love surrounding my life in every aspect. I'm going to perform all your favorite songs, so please be excited. Just one little request. Please don't wait for me outside my stadium, or my bodyguards will get angry at you. I wouldn't like to see you get hurt, so please don't do it. Oh yeah, alright, that one. By bodyguards, does she mean fan club, or... hey. Gotta hydrate. Oh boy. Alright. Men prefer Christmas cakes, study reveals. For the longest time, the term Christmas cake referred to women aged 26 or above, who are regarded as undesirable, just like a Christmas cake that ceases being useful after December 25th. Oh please, I love Christmas cakes. Actually, I don't think I've ever had a cake after Christmas, unless they mean like fruit cake, in which case those are undesirable before Christmas even comes around. But men around Glitch City developed a sweet tooth. Who doesn't like a mature woman? Todd, 19, told the augmented eye. They have all the necessary experience already, and plus, I'm so tired of spoiled immature girls doing stupid shit. I say bring on the hot office ladies. Jill, 27, is confused. Christmas, what? Is that like the opposite to beefcake? After discovering the real meaning, she launched into an hour-long rant. I'll let you know pencil skirts are the best. Alright, that's a hell of a rant, Jill. Yeah. I didn't realize Jill was holding to that, but okay. AM Township 64 announced. New waifu machine. Second Bang Soft has just unveiled a new line of personal computers for the anime enthusiast market. This is after several attempts at appealing to a broader audience with the Uranus game console. Launch games have been announced as well. They include popular franchises like Monster Girl RPG, Monster Girlfriend, and Monster Companion. We're going for the weeb audience, said Kieran51, a Second Band Soft janitor. What's dignity anymore? Second Band Soft plans to launch the AM Township sometime next year. Foray, well, didn't you play a game from these guys? Jill, Monster Puzzles, yeah. Interesting. The EKDV-186 gets a historic update. Weapon enthusiasts are freaking out right now, make over a firmware update that Mikase Heavy Industries is releasing for its EKDV-186 line of assault rifles. Full compatibility with nano camo has been announced, allowing civilian models of this weapon the use of nano camouflage and the option to customize their look for free with the help of the Nano Camo app. We've been using Nano Camo on the battlefield for a year now, Mikase chairman told the augmented eye during a phone conversation. And thanks to its flexibility, we can now sneak past the enemies using the environment to our favor. Our equipment is basically invisible with Nano Camo. The Nano Camo update will be released this month. Foray, you like guns? Jill, nah, I don't need a penis that badly. Oh, that's funny. DI, Paul attack number 3. Yeah. Read that. Number 4. Read that. Nano camera underwear. I think I'll get a pair, just to see what kind of skin I can use with them. They will nickel and dime with DLC. There's no way you get the skin you want. It's gonna get cracked day 1. Maybe, but I don't think it'll be that fast. Yeah, I think I'll wait until it's modded for custom skins. I thought the nanomachine fabric was bad for your health. No, that's just a meme. My walls made that thing, I'm alright. Are the walls hacked yet? I'm gonna marry Camo Tan. We now have underwear that can change its look. Don't you just love the future? I would if there weren't a bunch of assholes with business practice. Then don't buy the underwear. I won't. A tad useless unless you're a streaker or have a boyfriend. Alright. Well, here's to the day. I think technically we've done 3 days now, but yeah, one was special. Good evening. Hello, Jill. And that cage? I brought my cat. Your cat? Did I hear Yusunori Kato was in the bar? Bring me that bastard! I'll give him the fist of justice! I'll make him eat the kid to earthquake! I'll bother his cat! Wait, there are no evil Omiyogis here? Boss? What the fuck? Didn't you say you brought Kato to the bar? My cats. Cats! Wow, that's even better. Hey, Foray. So cute. Why'd you bring him? I heard some apartments in my building were being raided. I didn't have anything suspicious, but you never know. So I'd rather have him here, at least today. Well, I'd say something about health regulations, but we already had a pack of corgis here. Do you want me to take care of him in my office, please? Sure, but he's a bit shy, so... Alright, Foray, let's go to my office. And I think she didn't hear me. Say, Gil, how do you always come so early? I live close by. Really? Yep. She's got me a small apartment nearby. Something about the BTC housing program. Oh yeah, I got mine through that too. Anyways, let's start. As per usual, music is good. Time to mix drinks and change lives. Yo, what's up? Lady, did you hear me? A dog. Another dog. Hey, I'm not just another dog. I came here as a part-timer. So you're the part-timer? Yeah. Boss, I'm taking my break. It's too early. Shit. The part-timer is here. Huh? He came early. Why a dog? Why? Because look at him. He has a Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses. And he's a Shiba, not a Corgi. I don't know what you're complaining about. They all look the same to me. Granted, Shibas can be seen as Japanese counterpart to Corgis. They're both funny looking and dogs used by royalty. Anyway, starting today, this dog will help around here. My name is... It doesn't matter what your name is. Boss, please don't shout. Sorry. Just call him Rad Shiba. Why Rad Shiba? What part of Hawaiian shirts and sunglasses don't you get? He's the rarest thing here. Thanks. Anyways, he'll most likely help getting orders, bringing clients in, and cleaning. But you ought to know how things work. Cleaning? That'd be a change of pace. You'll act like a client and see how you work. Right. What can I get you? I'll have a grizzly temple. Are you okay? Yeah, just a couple of post-traumatic flashbacks. Coming right up. This dog wants a grizzly temple. Deja vu hurts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, blended. Boop. Grizzly temple. Here. Wow, this is awful. People actually pay for this shit? Hard to believe, I know. So, what brings a dog like you to taking a part-time job here? I'm here to help the funding of my organization. Are you with the Safar Tower Company? What? No, don't lump me with those hurting supremists. I have a more noble and benign organization. I belong to the CIRA. CIRA? Canine Independent Rescue Association. We give a place where dogs can be dogs and save them from themselves. CIRA is what I love, but damn it is expensive sometimes. We decided to take part-time jobs to help fund anything it needs. We want to help CIRA be the best it can be. What do you do at CIRA? Pay treatment for hurt dogs, give food to hungry ones, play with the bored ones. We're there for everyone. Huh, that actually sounds nice. Say, do you have a menu? Something like that, yeah, here. Now let's see, any recommendations? Avoid the part with promo drinks. Huh, the Gracely Temple is one of those. Fluffy Dream, I like the sound of this one. Coming right up. Fluffy Dream. Well, we can't get them too drunk. So we're only gonna put like, we'll put in 4. There we go. Can't get them too drunk. 3, 4. Fluffy Dream. Fluffy Dream. Well, this one's nice. So why'd you pick a bar? It seemed fun. I didn't need that many weird skills to power of this, so it was my best bet. Besides, it's close to home, so I can get here by walking. And I do love me some walks. I could walk all day. Weird skills? Yeah, stuff like food handler's certificate, previous work experience, or thumbs. Why did you pick a bar? On a whim too, I guess. I wanted a place where I could see people come and go all the time. And bartending sounded a bit more glamorous than just being a store clerk. Oh yeah, about the way you mix stuff. Yeah. Is it? Hey. It's a cat! A cat! Hey, Foray, weren't you in the boss's office? Hello, cat, wanna play? Let's play. Didn't dogs hate cats or something? We don't hate them, unless they're intruders. Huh. You said his name was Foray? Hello, Foray. Let's play. No playing allowed. You'll make a mess. Foray, go back to boss's office. Meow. That's one obedient cat. My pride. You want something else? Yeah, but I'll talk with John Face here for a bit. Hey? Alright. Shouldn't get so riled up so easily by dogs, but I'm just tired, I guess. Hello, Jill. Hey, that voice. Say, hey? What happened to you? Nice seeing you too. Well, I fell from a really tall place to a really rough spot. Are you okay? Do you need an ambulance or something? I just got out of one, don't worry. How'd you manage to slip by the mobs lynching white knights? It was a bit rough. Luckily, these bandages helped me conceal my identity. Why come straight here? The ambulance where I got treatment couldn't stray too far away from the hospital. They're nice people. I talked to them a lot while on rescue duties. I was nearby, and yours was the closest friendly face I could find. I needed to regain my composure before doing anything else, so here I am. If you're scared because they might come for me, I can leave, you know. The security system's the bar top-notch, and my boss is also the bouncer, so it's here. I'd say you're actually safer here, so I'm not worried about me. Instead, I'm worried about you. First I hear you at the bank, then I found out you disappeared, and now you show up with all these bandages. Are you fine? What happened to that bank, exactly? Did you talk with Stella? She was worried sick about you. Slow down a bit. Medications make me feel everything more intensely, almost like a hangover. Sorry. It's nice to know someone like a bartender was worried about me, though. Thanks. Everyone I know has been ignoring me, so I was feeling lonely. Why would they? Well, you've seen the liches they give to any white knights they find. By ignoring me, they're actually saving me from getting kicked to death. My good deeds finally paid off, I guess. Can I get you anything? Something sweet without alcohol. Thank God these pants still had my wallet in them. Oh no, I couldn't take your money right now. It's on the... Jill, please. I want to pay for my drinks. I take it I won't be able to change your mind. Nope. I mean, yes, I mean, you won't be able to change my mind. Sweet and no alcohol, right? Coming right up. Let's make sure I give her something sweet that doesn't have alcohol in it. Sweet drinks. Sugar Rush. Sparkle Star. Blue Fairy has 4. So let's go Blue Fairy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. No age. Blue Fairy. Careful. Yay, this helped me calm down a bit. So, what happened to you? Where'd you fall from? I was escaping the place near the end of the whole thing. I had to make a leap of faith. I jumped from higher places, but I landed badly here. Most of my injuries are actually from some debris that fell on me. Oh, but my broken arm is actually from the fall. Ow. I rolled to mitigate the fall, but I made a bad move and broke it. Good thing I drank lots of milk. I was under rubble for quite a bit, but luckily someone found me. Someone? I woke up in the hospital. They told me some guy brought me there. I don't know who he was, but I owe him my life. What? Nothing. You just sound, cheerful. I'm alive. Why wouldn't I be? After all that happened at the bank, here I am, talking to you, being able to talk at all. Don't think too much about it. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Ow. How are things around here? I heard there was a huge commotion when the whole thing happened. I had to sleep here in the bar on Saturday, but I guess it could have been worse. Glad to know that. Did you contact Stella? She was on the verge of despair yesterday. Hey Jill, I want another drink. A Bleeding Jane. Alright, Bleeding Jane, I guess. I can't really say no. So, well, no alcohol, so that's good. There we go, Bleeding Jane. Here. Cheers. So, how are things inside the bank? Come again? What happened inside the bank? How'd you manage to get through it? I was with this nice bunch of people. They were apparently nice at the very least. We tried our best to find a way out of the whole thing, cracking through security, finding safe spots. But then, sorry for asking all that. I was obviously over the line. No, don't worry about it. It's just the G6 still numb to me. I'll take my leave now. Thank you for everything, Jill. Are you alright? I'm fine. That girl saw some awful things inside that bank. The sight of desperate people stuck in one building is enough to scar anyone. Maybe I shouldn't have said all that. I mean, if it's true, they should just woke up and now appear. I don't know, I feel like I was being too pushy. That's not something I can measure. You were just worried. I bet she's still in shock. Yeah. Gil. Want me to make sure she's fine on her way? Please. Alright. I'll go and take my break now. Aww. Gil's such a nice boy. Such a nice boy. Hey, Second Man Games. Didn't realize they were the makers. Or maybe that's just this thing. Whew. Kind of a neat concept. Too much heavy stuff lately. Let's mix. Whew. Hope everything goes alright. Hey, Jamie. Jamie? Jill. Gillian isn't here, I see. Are you alright? You look distracted. No, I'm fine, don't worry. If you say so. Jill, where did I take Foray if he needs to use the bathroom? The cage has a small lure box included. Oh, that's convenient. Foray. Foray is my cat. Some apartments in my building are being inspected today. So I brought him to work in case they enter my place while I'm gone. Ah, I see. What can I get you? The usual gut punch. Coming right up. Gut punch, that's nice. He seems like he needs a little bit of a drink. So we'll give him 4 alcohol. That's aged and mixed. Here. And I thought when someone ordered a gut punch, you had to make a joke about giving the client a punch to the stomach or something. No, that? In theory, yeah. Gil's the only one that pays attention to that, though. Really? He didn't receive proper training. He read an old manual my boss had. There was some sort of stipulation mentioning the need to say puns. But seems like it was some sort of anti-counterfeit measure. I mean, if they copied such a silly stipulation, they'd be caught in the act. Like when the dictionaries added fake words to spot that someone else just copied all of it. Yep. Why not tell them that? It's too amusing, to be honest. So what's on your mind that distracted you so much? Nothing you should think about too much. It's like those times you just feel uneasy for no good reason. You might have actual reasons to feel that way, though. Come to think of it, mercenary is quite the uncommon occupation, wouldn't you say? I like to see what I do as a bounty hunting. I like to see what I do as bounty hunting, actually. Okay, that's how you say that. How so? The only jobs I don't take are those where I have to deal with people who just happen to be in the wrong place. There are some people willing to pay to off someone that had done no wrong. Things like killing someone that owns a house in the way of some building, or a nosy report. I'm not better for turning a blind eye to such requests. I'm not going to be the one dealing with those. The bounty hunter part comes where? If I'm meant to kill someone that has done something like stealing or killing, I get paid for it. You could see it as bounty hunting. Yeah, I guess. It's just cheap because justifications for killing people, though. In the end, they're cheap. However, I won't be one to kill for pay reasons like those. But let's change the subject here. I'll have something bitter if you don't mind. Huh? Sure. Bitter and manly. So let's go with a bear manly. Bear girly. Bear manly. Oh, maybe a pile driver. Maybe a suplex. Pile driver. Suplex. For Bronson. So, pile driver, Bronson, Fagade, suplex, Bronson, Fagade. Oh, they made almost this. Oh, okay, so one just has a little bit. So, suplex is a little bit more Bronson. We'll go with the suplex. Rocks. And suplex. Bear, manly, burning. Here. Yes. It just reminded me of my grandpa. He used to eat Bronson roots every afternoon. He said they made him stronger. Bronson roots have more nutrients per gram than most vitamin supplements. Your grandpa knew what he was doing. Seems like I always managed to make you uncomfortable, Jill. Sorry. No, don't worry. Although I guess it's mostly because I can't wrap my mind around the whole taking a human life thing. Knowing you've killed people and now talking to me here, it's weird. Reminds me when I first took sex ed classes. And I couldn't wrap my mind around people doing that stuff and living normally. Unlike with sex ed, it's better that you stay that way, mind you. Taking lives is not something you should get used to. Yes, I know a good way to change the subject a bit. Would you like to hear about the most dangerous bounty hunter in the city? The way you said that was like offering a tale to a bored kid. But yeah, I like to hear that one. You see, there was actually a bounty hunter organization in this city not too long ago. Law enforcement would put a price on a dangerous person's head and pay for the proof of that person's death. There was a guy everyone called Jet Black James. He got the nickname because he always wore black clothes. The interesting thing was that the black clothes were there to hide the blood stains he got from his contracts. His tracking skills were top-notch, his information network was the best. Some even joked he could finish the bounty within half an hour, or he wouldn't take the reward. He was too good, in fact. At one point, he took all bounties and didn't take a single reward. He was just that crazy by then. The last bounty that the organization ever posted was on James's head. The police had him cornered. His last words were, "Send it all to my account," before shooting himself. Damn. Why hasn't that been made into a movie? So, there were no bounties after that? A registered bounty hunter was charged with many accounts of manslaughter using his old targets as proof. If someone else tried to recreate the organization, the seed of doubt would grow in little to no time. What guarantees that such an organization would actually be a trap? They could use the registered bounty hunters to take care of the most bothersome criminals, and then dispose of the bounty hunters by pressing charges using their targets as evidence. So, no, Jet Black James made sure that no law enforcement organization is able to stop bounty hunting of any kind. Ever since then, anyone crazy enough to be a bounty hunter works independently. Were you part of that organization? I've actually had those suspicions I'm telling you about since the day I heard such a thing exists. I'm glad to know I wasn't just paranoid. I don't know how well you changed the subject, but that was certainly a more interesting story. Just to make sure you're not a rebuilt Jet Black James or something, right? The name James is pretty common, Jill. Besides, if I remember correctly, his real name was actually Theodore. Oh. That story left my throat a bit dry. Give me a beer, please. Sure. I'll give him a normal beer. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. Beer. Here. One of mankind's oldest friends. Cheers. One obvious thing I see is that you don't take the use of the word kill in your stride the way Gillian does. I'm not good with violence, and that's good. It's interesting though, when I compare you two, it's obvious Gillian has seen quite the share of traumatic stuff. That guy's a handful because of that sometimes. Still, he's one of the most reliable people I've ever met. Where is he, by the way? I asked him to keep an eye on a girl that came here earlier. I feel that if something happened, he could resolve the situation. His nose must be itching after we've talked so much about him. Yeah, maybe. Well, I've gotta go. Send my regards to your boss and Gillian. Will do. Man, today's been quite heavy. Wait. If I say it out loud, I feel like I would just tempt fate. But let's try anyways. Everyone has just been gloomy face after gloomy face, and that dog. I sure hope the next line changes that. Ingram! Yeah, she tempted fate hardcore. So, you still work here? I knew it! Quite the surprise to see you here again, Mr. Ingram. Yeah, my job. A guy on my job. I need a drink badly. I remember this crack house was nearby. What can I get you then? Now I have a bleeding Jane. On it. Yeah, she really hit that pooch on the head. Splendid. Dunk. Here. Tastes just like the pasta sauce my mom used to make. Watered down, artificial, and nasty. So, where do you work, Mr. Ingram? I don't have a specific job, but it's this, network of engineers in need of assistance. I have no idea what they do there, but I can follow instructions, and that's all they need. Recently, I've been working with this Silva girl, working on some experimental powered suits. My only duty is to give them maintenance once a day. What's that about a network? All those nerds know each other, and they recommend me. I'll ask questions and quickly learn to do whatever they need. Huh, sounds nice. Is a prey monogamous? Is prey monogamous at times, though. Why are you giving me that look? You're just more cheerful than the last time you came. We all have good days and bad days. Today just so happens to not be a not bad day. Just so happens to be a not bad day. Besides, with everyone scared shitless in the houses, the streets are clear with no traffic jams. That's always a plus, I guess. It's almost become a bad day though, thanks to some teens on the way here. What do they do? It's not what they did, it's what they said. They were talking about how they should just go to Zebetsu Corp's HQ and blow it up. I've seen one too many kids throwing around that let's kill the king attitude when it comes to Zebetsu crap. Even if Zebetsu Corp's building suddenly went down, the ones behind it would still be alive. Killing the head honcho just means his or her duties goes to the next rim jobber on the totem. Hell, I bet they're plotting to kill each other anyways. Kids these days seen too many action films where the rebels save the day by killing the evil corporation. Don't like it to. And I don't. I just hate teenagers. It's interesting though, big corporation in control is somehow more dangerous than the regular regular government. I wouldn't know, I'm not a political person. No shit. Alright, give me a Zen Star and try not to mess it up. Coming right up. Who wants a Zen Star? This stuff is just nasty from what I heard. From what I keep reading. 4 each ingredients. There we go. And rock. And Zen Star. Here. Yes, it's just as nasty as I've heard. Why order it then? Not your problem. So where's the red comet? My boss? Jill, 4A's heading your way. Let's play, 4A, let's play. Now, customer, sorry for the intrusion. You have a dog here and a cat. The cat's mine, his name's 4A, the dog just hangs around here. He looks well groomed and his fur looks healthy. Seems to take good care of him. You seem to know a lot about cats. No, that's just common sense. You like cats, Mr. Ingram? I don't dislike them, but I do dislike having animals near me while I'm eating or drinking. So, I'll take my leave. Please come again. Don't count on it. You said that last time. Congratulations, you scared your client off. 4A's as guilty as me. Yeah, but I like 4A. He's my baby. Now go, play or something. Right. You're back. What happened to say? That cat boomer girl picked her up. Yeah, I couldn't see anything, but I guess she was happy. Glad to hear that. Did I miss something? Only Jamie and some other guy came. I see. You look exhausted. Yesterday was filled with people carrying heavy emotional baggage. I don't mind it, but dealing with them tired me out a little bit. I actually found myself wanting Dorothy to bust throughout that door at any moment. So you miss Dorothy? Kinda. But anyway, nothing a good night of sleep can't fix. Let's just wrap things up around here and call it a day. Only 1,400. That's not too good. 54. Oops. So 3 more days to get 3,000 more. That's not bad. Beer stash. Buy some. Can I buy more beer? Oh, beer on discount. 1,000. Ouch. Oof. Oh, God. Alright, well, let's just hope that we're going to get a lot more money for future ones. Bought she wanted. We'll leave this for next episode. Let's do a save. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, feel free to check out some of our other stuff. We do weekly streams here. The schedule is down below, although it's going to be changing here soon starting next week because we're still trying to figure out schedule changes for the D&D group because their schedule's all over the place, so we're gonna figure that out. But tomorrow, 7 p.m. PST, we're going to be doing another episode of Shifting Fates, so feel free to join that. And if you guys are interested in watching me do this game or Hollow Knight, we're also going to be doing another episode on Friday, I think. Yeah, Friday. We do it on Wednesday, or is it Saturday? One of those two. I think it's Saturday that I do Hollow Knight. So I'll be doing either Hollow Knight or this on Saturday, depending on if I have Hollow Knight download. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and hit that follow button if you guys are new to this channel. We are Purgatory Corner, the library of stories, where you guys can sit back, relax, and sit down with a cup of tea or whatever your drink of choice is, and just listen to the story being unfolded, being told. So we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye!